Good Sunday evening, everyone. Just wanted to get on here and give you an update on our wintry situation coming up for this week. So we have our Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union weather headlines. Monitoring wintry precip chances Monday night into Tuesday. That's been the big, well-advertised event that we're all keeping a very close eye on. And we're also monitoring another potential wintry system coming in for the end of the week. So lots to watch and lots to pay attention to for the coming week. Make sure you've downloaded the Meteorologist Mark app. Just find that in your app store. It's free, and that will allow you to get the notifications as I issue those, get those straight to your phone. You can also follow the website and get those emails sent straight to your inbox, and so you can keep up that way as well. But I highly recommend the app for keeping you up to date. As you see there in the little graphic in the lower right, happy first day of meteorological winter. That is tomorrow. December the 1st is the first day of meteorological winter. So we'll be welcoming it right on time, it looks like. And today was the very last day of the 2025 hurricane season. So hurricane season is over for this year. Stubbs Generators brings us our Monday level of concern for Monday and Monday night. We will be level 2. We'll call it a Meteorologist Mark weather alert day and night because we're paying attention to this incoming rain and wintry weather, paying attention to any last minute forecast changes and anything that we may need to convey that you need to know about. So we'll be calling it a Meteorologist Mark weather alert day to start off our work week. So this is the weather map for Tuesday. Now, this is for Tuesday morning. So you see that area of low pressure on the Florida Panhandle. That's what this is all about. So that is where our greatest confidence is in where that low pressure is going to be. If it moves a little farther north, then we have a little bit more warmer air to work with. If it moves a little farther south, we have a little bit more colder air to work with. And so any deviation from this path can change the current forecast reasoning. So the forecast that I'm giving you tonight is based on my confidence in that area of low pressure is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of where it's shown on this national weather map. So I think it might even be just a little bit more north of there. But generally speaking, that's what my forecast philosophy is based on, is the position of that low being right in that vicinity where you see it on that weather map. So we talked about the layers of the atmosphere last night and how we had sleet when it was 40 degrees. And so tomorrow night, Monday night, it looks like the majority of the precipitation will fall while warm air is moving in aloft, just like we were seeing last night. And while temperatures here at the surface are above freezing. It's not quite like the situation we had last night, because last night was kind of dominated by the dry air at the surface. And that's why we had the sleet. So didn't have a lot of snow or anything, just a lot of sleet. That's what happens when you have dry air at the surface, even if it's above freezing. Tomorrow night, we're going to have cold, moist air at the surface. So it'll be a cold rain. Notice how close we are to the ice, but we're staying 33, 34 degrees, it looks like. Now, as we get later into the night, things will begin to change. So the 24-hour precip, this starts Monday morning at 9 a.m., then you got noon, we're fine. First half of tomorrow, totally fine. 3 p.m., 20% chance of precipitation. That would be liquid. 50% chance by 6 p.m., 70% chance by 9 p.m. So you get my drift. We're stepping it up to midnight. Rain likely by midnight. Now by 3 a.m., we're starting to see some of that rain mixed with snow across the plateau because that low pressure that's on the Gulf Coast is going to move eastward with time like they do, and we'll start getting more of a northerly flow on the backside. As that low is kind of pulling away, the winds will switch out of the north. That'll pull in the colder air. We're not going to need much colder air. We're already 33, 34 degrees during this rain event. So as soon as the temperature can drop a degree or two, boom, we're mixing with and changing over to snow. But you'll also notice, too, the precip chances start dropping because the storm system is beginning to move away. So just like on the other side when it was moving in, we're going 20, 50, 70 as the chances go up. Now we're on the back side of things as the cold air is coming in. We're going 90, 70, 50. So by 9 a.m., I still think we have about a 50% chance for wintry precipitation. Now, by that point, I've got wintry mixer on 9 a.m., but I was very tempted to just say light snow. So that is where we'll start seeing some accumulation issues. More than likely, right there in that 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. time frame will be the diciest time frame for travel and having any problems like on your porch steps, and whatnot, that's going to be an issue. Not looking for a lot of winter precipitation, but we all know it doesn't take much. Look what happened this last time in this early November event. That wasn't a whole lot of snow, and look at the problems. So it doesn't take a whole lot. So by Tuesday morning, we're sliding that box over to the cold throughout the column of air and snow and sleet. So we're gonna move quickly past the ice. We don't have to worry about freezing rain with this situation. It doesn't look like. I can't promise that some of y'all won't see a little bit of freezing rain as it starts transitioning to snow. But snow and sleet should be the predominant precip type by Tuesday morning. B&H Storm Shelter is bringing us our weather threats. I've now bumped the snow up to a medium threat. Sleet is still a low-end threat. But I will keep a very close eye on that because we don't want to see that part of the threat increase for sure. And again, the main threat time frame, generally speaking, between that 4 a.m. to noon, 4 a.m. to noon, right there in that time frame. If the track of that low changes at all, then precip types and amounts will change. And if guidance tonight and in the morning comes in, like moving that low around rather dramatically, which we don't expect, but you never know, then you would see some dramatic changes to the forecast. So that's just something to stay tuned for. So forecast snowfall amounts right now, medium confidence, 1 inch or less. Isolated higher amounts are always possible, but generally 1 inch or less. One thing that's probably going to keep snow accumulation down with this is the amount of sleet that may mix in. So sleet is a snow accumulation killer. So we don't want to see a lot of sleet mixing in with the snow, but that will more than likely keep those accumulations down. If we get colder air in here quicker, then it would change over to snow quicker. And so we could be looking at amounts of 1 inch, maybe a little bit a hair over that. But most of the precipitation Monday night looks to fall in the form of cold rain. Isn't that exciting? M&M snow chances for a snow day on Tuesday. I bumped it up. I was 30% this morning. Some of y'all complained about that. Not you, Patty, but some people complained that 30% really. Now we're 50%. So 50-50 shot of a snow day on Tuesday. Stay tuned because as more data comes in and as I get a better idea of what Tuesday morning is going to look like, then the snow day chance could certainly increase. So I was tempted to go 70 this evening, but I'm going to hang out at 50 and wait till some more data comes in. I'm really, I'm anxious to see what tonight's data looks like. But again, those chances for a snow day are increasing. So again, our headlines, watching that Monday night, Tuesday time frame, we do have another system coming the end of the week. I'm not as confident now as I was this morning that would be a wintry precip type system. It's probably going to be another close call. But the one thing that concerns me about the end of the week system is the potential for some freezing rain late Thursday night into Friday morning. That's not good. We don't like freezing rain. If we're going to get anything, most of us are ready for some snow. But the end of the week system, as of right now, Sunday evening, it's looking like a potential light freezing rain event for Thursday night into Friday morning, then probably rain Friday, and then maybe into snow again. So there's a lot to watch. I will say this, in model data, it's one thing to read model data. We all see what happens when someone who has no idea what they're doing reads model data that's 2 weeks out. It shows us being blasted with snow. And so they share that on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything else, trying to get clicks and likes. And then the next model run, that's all that snow is gone, and that because that's what models do. But when they consistently show something happening, that's another story. And what's even more important is when they consistently trend one way or the other. You'll hear me say it. Maybe on Sunday, the rainfall forecast for Wednesday looks like we're going to get an inch, but then on Monday, all the models start trending down to a half inch. Then on Tuesday, it's down to a quarter inch. So we see that they're trending down with the precipitation. The situation with our winter weather coming in Monday night and Tuesday, the models have been consistently trending better with snow chances for us. Not by drastic steps, but just little bit by little bit, little bit. Pulling that snow line farther south, I think that that's probably in response to some of the model data kicking in and picking up some of that snowpack that's over the Midwest and getting an idea of how much colder that Midwest air is going to be when it actually gets down here in our neck of the woods, when that low pulls in that colder air on the backside and leads to a very quick changeover. A couple of things that could mess up my forecast is if we end up being colder Monday night than what I think we're going to be. If we end up hanging out around 31, 32, then we'll be looking at more of a sleet and freezing rain situation. I don't think that's going to have my confidence in that. I'm pretty confident that that's not going to happen. The changeover to snow could occur earlier. Let's say instead of between 3 and 4 a.m., the changeover occurs at 1 or 2 a.m. Then we'll be looking at more of a 2-inch snow. Maybe even more. So there are some things that could throw a wrench in my forecast, but what I have given you is the forecast that I am the most confident in at this time. And my confidence is pretty high with this. So cold rain most of the night, Monday night, ending in snow, inch or less. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the data shows tonight going into tomorrow. We'll see if anything drastically changes. A winter weather advisory has been issued for portions of West Tennessee for tomorrow night with the anticipation of some freezing rain that could cause slick roadways out that way. So if you're headed west in the next 24 hours, make sure that you're aware of the driving situation that you could encounter, especially once you get west of Nashville. A little bit colder air on the west end of the state with this system, the way it's set up. And so that's why they are already concerned about the winter weather out there. We'll probably get some advisories issued for our neck of the woods before it's all said and done. I'll let you know if and when those get issued. Folks, I'll be keeping a very close eye on it all, and I'll be issuing a fresh forecast update in the morning, as I always do, and then you'll get special updates as we get closer to the event. I'll let you know if there's anything you need to know about that's changed, and just keep you abreast of all the latest, and you know what to do. Just keep it right here to Meteorologist Mark.